Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Vena Talks. If you are new here, kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share our content. And if you are returning for the second, third, or fourth time, thank you for tuning in with us again today. Kindly like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned in for our topic today. Today we are going to talk about whether a relationship is trash or gold. And we are going to talk about relationships in general. And you know, the cute pictures we see on social media of people booed up, and we are like, oh my god, when is it ever gonna be my time? And we like sub well, and we pray for our time to come. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but the good news is that as long as those cute pictures are up on social media, we are going to keep welling. We are going to keep praying and hoping that our time will come. But it is you who are in the relationships that should determine whether the relationships are gold or trash, because you are the one who know your partner and your partner's manners and character. And we don't actually see that on social media. So now you're going to help yourself determine whether a relationship is trash or gold. Trash meaning that you should trash it in the bin, and gold meaning that you should keep it and work on it, keep working on it. Okay, so we are gonna help you with some questions that will help and aid you in determining whether you should trash your relationship or you should continue working on it. Stay tuned and wait on the next question. Our first question will be, what are you doing there? I know it sounds kind of very straightforward, but it's very important to ask yourself what you're doing in the relationship. Is it really what you want? And does the other person bring to the table what you want to take, or what you desire for a partner to bring to a table? You know, and if you know what you bring to the table, and also do the person that you are in a relationship with deserve what you bring to it, and are they appreciating what you bring to the table? Okay, so you need to ask yourself all these questions as to what you're doing there. So when you ask yourself and you actually get to find out whether the perks of staying in the relationship are more than the disadvantages, and then stay there. You don't have to trust your relationship. But if the disadvantages are worse and are bad, I don't understand what you are doing there, and I don't know where you want to go, because clearly you are lost and you don't know which direction you are taking. It's either both of you are lost in the relationship because of the premature attachment issues, or the codependency that you are all fighting, or I don't know what you are doing in a relationship that is not good for you. Okay? And also, you need to ask, does this person's values, aspirations conform to yours? Are you compatible? Compatibility is very important in relationships. So if two people are not compatible, there is no way, whether they are madly in love, that relationship is never going to work. Because at the end of the day, when there is no love in some days, where there is no kindness, no, kindness should always be there. Kindness determines compatibility. So when a person is kind to you, even on the days there is no love and there is no benefits of the usualness that you are used to, that person's character will be the determining factor whether you are going to stay in a relationship or not. So all these things that we look at in the beginning, it's very important to look at whether the person is up to your standard or at your level. Yes, but in the long run, if you don't look at their personality and their character too, you are going to find out that whether they have a good job or whether they are this and this, they're a doctor, they're a lawyer, they're an engineer, whether they are all this and on the face of it, but their personalities and their character is not compatible with yours, there is no way that relationship is going to work. You're not going to stay there in that relationship because this person is a billionaire. Your heart is not going to be happy. You might, if you decide you are staying because of the perks, that's fine, but I'm sure if it's love you're looking for, then I don't think you're going to want to be in that relationship. So you should look deeper than just the face value. You should look deeper and within them and within you and actually find what you want. You must know yourself. You must know what drives you. You must know what you are about, and you must know your weaknesses. Because only when you know yourself, you are in the right mindset to make good choices. And only then you can pick what is best for you and settle what is best for you. Okay, so you should know yourself before you enter into relationships, because if you don't know who you are and what you want, you are going to allow the next person to actually determine what you should settle for. Okay, also, there is a confusion of what dating really means in our generation. Does dating mean waiting, or does dating mean getting to know someone, conversing, and see where it ends or where it continues? Because I feel like the more you prolong something that does not serve you, the more you also prolong things that are actually meant for you. And if you prolong things that are toxic to you and your spirit, you are going to be so broken by the time you realize that you won't even realize the things that are good for you. So if you take my advice that when you are dating, it's not necessarily for you to put a relationship to last for the next 10 years or 5 years if it's not serving you well. If you realize that the relationship is not good for you in the first 7 months or the first 3 months, there is no shame in living, and there is nobody who's gonna shame you that you can't keep a person or you can't do this. Yes, and that's the thing, you don't have to be in a relationship with these people when you're getting to know them. And dating does not mean sexual intimacies, only because sometimes when you are sexually um, associated with somebody, it's very hard for you to actually decide going on and going to look for another relationship that's actually good for me, because you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be jumping. If you're a woman, you might feel like, I don't want to be jumping from man to man, and you are like forced to stay with this toxic person just simply because you don't want to be hopping from relationship to relationship. But if you are not sexually associated with somebody, hopping won't be a problem. You can date as many people as you want if you're not sexually associated with them. You can date any all the people that you are, because you are searching, right? So dating is a matter of searching. The same way you window shop for clothes that you want, that is dating. And I feel that is what you should follow. You don't really have to tie yourself to these people with kids, with all these type of things. So you need to actually window shop for what you want. Both men and women should window shop for what they want. And if you're gonna date people when you are sexually involved with everybody you are dating, you are gonna feel drained, because you're going to feel like, I'm hopping and hopping. But I don't see anything wrong with conversing with people. So if I'm conversing with you and trying to find out what you are about, and if we can actually be compatible, and then there's nothing wrong with that. And if I'm gonna be talking to you and I actually find out later that I don't like the way you reason on some things, then I'm going to leave you behind. But also, there are sometimes you cannot really say that the waiting is so bad, actually, when you're in the relationship, because sometimes people can be good in the beginning and all of a sudden they just get all hideous and terrible, and you have already attached yourself to this person. And there's nothing wrong with living for as long as you're not married yet. You don't have to stay around and pray and hope, and because even God himself is not giving you that. God gave everybody the power of choice. So even the person that is treating you bad can choose to love somebody else, so they also have the choice and the power to actually love somebody else and not you. And I don't feel like the prayer where you pray that, I pray who gets to fall in love with me, I pray who gets to fall in love with you. If that is not God's plan, there's no way God is going to answer that prayer of yours. There's no way God is going to take away the other person's power to choose what they feel is good for them and actually just answer your prayer. So prayers that involve changing people are not really good prayers. Pray for people to change to be the best version of themselves, but not the best version for you, because at the end of the day, that will take away what they actually want for themselves too, because the people that you want also have they also have the right to love somebody else, and they have the right not to love you back, you see. So also when talking to God, you need to be very specific as to what you want, and that's the thing, that you should not attach yourself to people prematurely before you get to know them, because you're gonna end up praying for things that are never gonna get answered. Okay. Okay. So, and the other topic is kids, like a woman or a man who knows that they are a side nigger or a side meal, side chick, whatever they call it. If you knowingly know that you're a side chick, what are you actually waiting for? If this man already decided, they have chosen what their main meal is, and you are there being a side chick, and your prayer will obviously be for, let them realize that I'm woman enough that I can be like the other woman. This is not good attachment. This is attachment that comes from a very negative space, because it's coming from a place where you feel like you should fight for a position in somebody's life, and they should scoop the other person away. So it's not like you really appreciate being a side chick, unless you really, I don't know, unless that is just you and you have attachment issues, that you don't want to get attached to people. I don't know what you're scared of, but unless you are that person who's scared of attachment, then you are freely gonna be a side chick. But at the same time, I just feel like you are not going to get what you want. Why are you allowing these men to get what they want, but you are not getting what they want, what you want? You obviously want a man who's for you, right? A partner who's for you, and you're alone. So why are you allowing this man to have both two of you at your expense? Meaning that there's another woman out there who is literally knowing that this man belongs to them, but you can't even go out in public to say this man belongs to you. What are you actually doing there? You cannot wait for a complimentary meal to be the main meal. There's no way a dessert will ever be the main meal. People are always going to make the dessert last. So if you understand what I'm trying to say, I'm advising you, don't allow nobody to make you a side chick knowingly. It's not good for you. It's just going to bring up a lot of self-esteem issues, and it's going to lower your self-confidence, and it's going to make you feel like there's nobody that's out there meant for you, because this man is breaking you down, manipulating you into believing that you are just that, and one day I will leave this person for you. They are not going to leave that person for you. Even the married people, if they really wanted to leave their wives for you, they would have really left them. Why are you in this dragging relationship for 8 months, and the man is continually saying, I'm going to divorce them and I'm going to leave them? There are some, it's not up to you whether their marriage is broken down in irretrievably, whether they are not talking to each other but they are still legally married to themselves. It's not up to you to help the man fix or whatever. It's not your duty. Let this man disconnect themselves from the other person legally, because people can work out things. Just when you thought these people are not talking, and all of a sudden they start talking and their marriage get back on track, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel broken, and you're going to need a psychologist or a psychologist to work on you, on your self-esteem and how you have been broken down. You don't want that kind of sickness for yourself that you can actually avoid. You don't want mental health issues, okay? And also you need to ask yourself, is a relationship stable? And if the relationship is not stable, stability comes in whether the person is really choosing you and really being committed fully to you. About loyalty and faithfulness. Because at the end of the day, if you're really aiming for marriage, there is no point in dating somebody who is not faithful or stable. At the end of the day, what you are dating is what you're taking into marriage. So it only makes sense that you marry the person who has completely fulfilled that. Even if they have to switch up in marriage, at least you know you married the right person who projected themselves to be right at that moment. But if they ended up being now projecting their true colors in marriage, that is fine. You cannot blame yourself for that. and that should be comforting to you, knowing that you really took the right person into marriage. Now, but if you're now taking the wrong person who you actually knew that, no, this Matthew guy, oh, guys, I'm really praying for him that he changes. Ooh, I'm praying that when we get married, he's gonna be a completely changed person and whatnot. Okay, fine. You can be lucky that Matthew gets to change in marriage, but not all people are lucky, and this is 90%. What you are taking, what you are dating and deciding you are taking to marriage, that's actually what you're gonna get. There's no way a wedding night does not really say that I'm leaving everything behind. No, it doesn't mean that if they had their side chicks numbers saved, doesn't mean that their side chicks are not gonna text the next day after your wedding day. No, it doesn't mean like that. So you really need to be careful about these things when you're looking into relationships, and also about red flags. You ask yourself, are these red flags really something that I should keep entertaining? You see somebody is completely terrible, somebody who gaslights you, somebody who ghosts you for 2 weeks. I don't understand. I don't know why you should let these kind of things go on in a relationship, especially if you're aiming for marriage. If you're dating for marriage, if you're dating for fun, I don't know. I don't know the fun in that of dating for fun. Yeah, it depends at what age you are, but as you grow, I don't feel like dating for fun is really what you're going to be aiming for. You do want somebody who's stable and who's going to be in your life for a long run, because your time is also in your investment. You don't want to be investing your time in the wrong people that are not going to be there for you in the long run. So at the same time, when you see these red flags, if you are really aiming for marriage, then you're dating this person who can gaslight you, as problems with communication, and in marriage one day this man wakes up or this woman wakes up not wanting to talk to you for the next 2 weeks. That is going to be terribly bad for your mental issues, knowing, because these people who will, silence is terrible. Silence is the worst kind of punishment that any human being can offer somebody, especially when there are explanations needed. Imagine you thinking you are the wrong one, this person does not want to talk, so you are here trying to like, will this make them happy, will this make them happy, will this make them happy? That is going to be draining on your side, and nobody deserves that kind of thing. So the earlier you see these red flags, you don't have to wait how red they are going to get, because a red card is just a red card. A red card can never turn into a yellow card. Maybe if the flags are yellow, then you can say I'm settling, because a yellow card is just a yellow card. But a red card means suspension, expel these things from your life. That's what red flags mean, that kind of thing. Okay, so also, further, what I was trying to say is just, when you find yourself in this kind of situations, when you find yourself that you are prematurely attached to somebody that is not good for you, you have to look deeper and within yourself and find what you are about, what you like, what are your weaknesses, and for you to determine how you like to be treated. You must treat yourself with care and gentleness, and you should only allow people who are going to treat you with care and gentleness in your life, because our mental health is very important, and also the mind is very sensitive. People can make you puppets just like that. The moment you are connected to somebody and you feel like you're in love and you can't do without them, it's easy for them to just be dragging you wherever they are going. It's like you don't have control for yourself anymore. You don't have the control within yourself, and there's somebody out there controlling you, and you don't want that. So let people, you don't want nobody controlling you, whether they love you equally or whether they love you equally. You don't want them to be having that power to control you. So you need to find your power back and make yourself in control of yourself again. You are the driver of your destiny. God goes before you, but God wants you to take the driver's seat as He navigates your way in life. So, what you're gonna take from today is you need to look within yourself to actually determine whether a relationship is trash or gold. Trash meaning you should throw it in the bin, and gold meaning you should work on it. I'm not encouraging breakup that are for healthy relationships. No, I'm encouraging you to stop wasting your time on things that are not gonna serve you. There is no way you are gonna want to cry after 5 years, after 10 years, and you're gonna cry, this person wasted my youth, this person wasted my time, after they found somebody who within a year and they're already married. Because people do know what they want. Actually, when you're at a certain age, a certain time of where you know you are looking for commitment, and this person is just saying they're not ready, people do know what they want. I don't think there's anybody who actually doesn't know what they want. Maybe at a certain time, but when they meet what they really want, people know what they want. You might not know it while it's not in your eyes or in your face, but once you actually get to meet what you want, you will know that this is what I want. So I'm just encouraging you that don't waste your time on things that are not going to serve you. Don't waste your time on people waiting for them to be better, because not everybody is lucky in the waiting period. Some people get to lose. 90% of you, of us, will lose in the waiting period, waiting for things to get better, waiting for people who treat us badly to actually see our worth. We might not be very lucky if we sit around the next 5 years and you're just waiting for this man to see our worth. You are not everybody is that lucky. So people do know what they want. You also know what you want. Even if your partner is treating you bad, that change you are aiming in them is what you want. So it's just better to look for it somewhere else than waiting for it from this wrong person. Thank you for tuning in with us. Kindly like, subscribe for more content, and continue supporting us as we grow. Kindly subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. We are aiming for 1,000 subscribers. And thank you for tuning in. Have a nice day. Stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you very much from Vena Talks.